Hi guys, this is Jazz from ZX7r.co.uk, ZX7r Owners Club. Okay guys, just give you an update what I've done with the wiring. Forgive the camera stability because I'm actually holding this with my hand opposed to using a tripod. Right, first thing first, you've got your primary regulator here and your secondary one here. What they do is dog cam, they supply you with a Y splitter. What I found was that when I use the Y splitter, i.e. the main power goes into here, there's a Y splitter which sits on the end of this cable, and then from that Y splitter one goes to the camera, which is up here, the other Y splitter goes to the other regulator, and that regulator in turn powers the actual DV500. What I found is there wasn't enough power. If I plugged in the camera first and then had the DV500 on its battery, it would run perfectly. If I plugged in the DV500 off the regulator to charge it, so it's a obviously constant power supply, the camera would go all funny because obviously it requires a lot of power. So the way I've solved that is I've put this regulator directly to ground and the fuse, and I've put the second one directly to ground and the fuse. And the way I've done that is I cut one of their Y splitters they gave me, which is this one here. As you can see, this cable here goes direct to ground. You can see two cables there, and 1 and 2, and it's the same with the live. I don't know if I can get to live just to show you. I can't unfortunately, but you get the general idea. Now let's plug that back in. Let's bear me for a sec. 1 minute please. Okay, now I'm ready to give you a demo. Right, so when you plug this in, the one thing I did forget to say was that the fuse is not directly wired to the battery. The reason for that is that the regulators will constantly keep on going and your battery will run flat, so I ran it off ignition. I used the brown cable which goes directly to the key loom, which is ignition. You could test it with a 12 volt meter. It seems to be running perfectly. So the first thing first is if you look on the side DV unit, turn on ignition, you can just about see the orange light. I think for demo purposes do it again, so kill it off. There we are, so it's charging. Okay, I'm going to take out the DV unit, just put it here. Now you do get a protective screen, I forgot to say. Keep that on, mine's falling off, so I'm going to get another screen protector, you know the ones with the PDA, just to prevent any scratches. It's a nice piece of kit, so you don't want to damage it. Here's the lamp control. Okay, I'm going to push it down, red light on. Give it a second, thinks about it, and voila! That is the camera. So, let's bring that. And there you go, camera on camera. So that's the camera unit. I'll just, what I'll do is I'll place it outside so you can get some light adjustment going. And there we are. There's the garage. You can see it. Well, let's see a car go past. And there we are, car going past, and it works perfectly from that side. Here's the microphone itself. I have no idea how it's going to perform here. Obviously that's done with trial and error. The one thing I have been testing around with is when I've been idling the bike and revving it, the actual foam that they put on top is quite good actually. It takes away a teeny noise and it just gives a nice sound. So if I put this unit back into play, which will sit there, as you can see, you can put the seat cover back on. As you can see, I have used a hell of a lot of cable ties. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a couple on the side, about 7 I think in total. I'm going to use one more yet to put this regulator down. Admittedly, it is a bit, I would like to say intricate, but I would say fiddly at first. But because this is a test run, I want to get a good level of how this camera system works. It's good enough for the moment. Eventually I will want to build it into the loom and then put it into the bike at the back, so it's proper, almost looks near enough OEM. Just to let you know here, I put the video and the audio, you can see the connectors here. One of the goals you got to do after is use a bit of copper grease, because God forbid, you know, get caught out in the rain and all the rest of it. This is not waterproof. Make a mental note of that. Under the seat The driving seat, I believe you're okay. Don't take my word on that, but the moment you see rain, the best thing I can do is, you know, suggest is pull over on the side, pull out the DV500, put it in a pocket, put it in your pocket, make sure it doesn't get wet and whatnot. Right, gents, all I can do now is find a home for the lamp control. Unfortunately, this is way too short, so I might just put some sticky tape and put it near the fuel cap just for the moment. I've got to speak to Matt about this concerning probably getting a longer one, or if not, probably getting a spare one off him so I could take apart. As I told you, my goal is to fit it on the side here, put some cables. There's going to be 4 cables, 2 for the LED and 2 for the switch running inside here, put the LED inside the clock itself, and put a switch as well. So, you know, when you're riding, you could just probably press a button which is located here, or even one off the panel, but something that makes, you know, a life a lot easier for recording. Right, gents, that's the camera all installed. Next will be the sample video. I'll try to speak while riding. We'll see what happens if the microphone picks me up. I doubt it, but if not, I'll just add some commentation over it.